Okay, Midnight Bacon here. Just gonna do a video about Arc Raiders. It's a game that I've gotten into an awful lot recently. Become well and truly addicted to Arc Raiders recently. So let's just talk about just a quick little introduction into Arc Raiders. So Arc Raiders came out the 30th of October this year. It's made by Embark Studios. For those who don't know much about Embark, Embark is a Swedish video game developer from the same country that bought us Entropia Universe. So it's made by some former Electronics Arts and DICE employees. This company, it's based in Stockholm, and basically came about because basically they were fed up with what the industry was doing, so they wanted to do something to get away from it. The founders of Embark, they wanted to innovate and break free from the cycle of making sequels to establish franchises. So that was essentially the aim of Embark Studios when it came to, I should say Embark Studios and not Arc itself. As for Arc Raiders itself, extraction shooter. Basically the idea is you go topside, explore, loot, kill if you have to, or kill because you want to. Really just sort of play it however you want. It's a PvP/PvE game. Lots of fun. I'm getting very addicted to it. So let's go and actually look into some of the lore of Arc Raiders. So history, collapse. So basically mostly flooded waste and overgrown ruins. Collapse is said has happened around many generations ago, when devastating floods and scorching fires and earthquakes conspired to rid Earth of its inhabited. Only scattered societies are said to have remained through after generations of darkness and decay. While most evidence of life before the collapse was lost in the devastation, small pockets of preservation still offer glimpses into the world. And so when you're on topside, you can actually find some of these small little glimpses, and these items are worth bringing back because you can typically sell them for a lot of money, and you will know that you found them because there'll be a little diamond by its side. So Exodus, let's read about this. The Exodus. It is said when the world collapsed, a handful of survivors managed to escape the destruction of it into outer space, boarding marvels of technology lost to the devastation. Not much is known about how they managed to achieve such feats. What little technology survived is highly prized. So essentially, I would imagine basically rich people managed to escape Earth basically. So what's this? Sunrise. Alive in the memories of a few old still around, the era of sunrise feels beyond belief. Those born underground, following the generations of darkness after the collapse, the era of sunrise was marked by signs of restoration of the planet's ecology. So with humans leaving the planet and the survivors going underground, essentially the environment, there was a period where it started to recover. First wave. So even after all these years of harrowing tales, the first wave are burnt into the memories of those who lived to tell the tale. Just as the world seemed to recover from devastating ecological collapse, lethal machines, arcs, started falling from the skies. Any semblance of progress and stability wiped. The first raiders soon found ways to target their weaknesses, built in an extensive network of outposts and defensive structures. So I don't think it's been confirmed, but I think one of the theories is that when the people left Earth itself into space, they recolonized, resettled, whether on space stations or Moon or Mars or whatever, and they were the ones that started sending the arcs down in the first wave. Battle of the Victory. The west of a Trenchard dam, I'm not going to pronounce that, was the scene of a fierce battle between arcs and organised raiders fighting from elevated positions along the ridge. Battle marked the end of the first wave. Second wave. Raiders sometimes use the term second wave to refer to the current wave of arc incursions in which new generations of improved arc machines started descending into Earth. These are significantly improved compared to the rudimentary machines of the first wave, both in their tactics and in physical design. The one thing about the arcs in this, they are controlled by AI in the game, and after you're playing for a while, what you'll notice is that they actually start to adapt to and change their strategy. That's one thing I've definitely noticed. Let's take a look at people. Not interested in that. So this is talking about the cities. So let's start with society. You got Speranza, oldest living neighborhood. Colourful and lively, Speranza is the oldest neighborhood of the underground cities of Toledo. So my understanding is this game is basically set in Italy, Rome, that part of the world. It was originally established as an independent settlement of the start of the second wave, when Ark's return forces settlers underground built into subterranean infrastructures, buildings, and shallow sinkholes. It offer mostly a safe refuge from topside many dangers. Over the years, more survivors arrive from the Rust Belt and beyond. The original city expanded into burying remnants of an ancient city, forming secluded patchwork in neighborhoods of Toledo. Well, the one thing I would love is if you could actually explore Speranza. You can't really, but that would really top off this game if you could. Toledo, nestled deep below the Rust Belt, the underground city of Toledo is made up of patchwork collection of secluded neighborhoods known locally as Contradas. I don't know, I can't pronounce things. For some infrastructure is said, most of Toledo's are separated by distance and rubble, forming isolated communities looking out for their own. Infrastructure, field tireless attempts. Field depots have been set up all around topside, primarily for the pneumatic delivery of mechanisms found within it. It's common raider knowledge that playing an arc field creates inside mechanisms which will send it to Toledo for further study, with the raider receiving valuable resources in return. The field crates themselves are something of a mystery. They can be found all over topside and dropped by manufacturing probes and couriers. The only downside from this is by using these field depots, basically it's going to draw attention to yourself. So it could attract some unwanted attention. The tubes, the network of tunnels spanning the Rust Belt beyond is known as the tubes. Raiders these tunnels to reach surface by boarding transport pods launched from station cells and slingshots. Each neighborhood in Toledo and its own the tubes were originally built during the Exodus construction, blah 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 blah. Food is cultivated, makeshift greenhouses. Security. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Arc. So we've got the different types of arc. You got the snitch, wasp, hornet, pop, fireball. We've got the tick, rocketeers, and leapers. I think I've encountered all of these. So you got the Hornet. The Hornet is a small flying drone equipped with protective armor on its front side. It sports electric shock weapons that stuns and damage its targets. Snitcher, pesky, vigilant little snitch, unarmed reconnaissance drone, scanning for technology, found patrolling strategic areas. Wasps, these are fairly easy to take down. The Wasp is a small thruster-powered flying drone. Tidy patrols with other Wasps, occasionally Hornets. When engaged, they switch to erratic flight patterns, making them challenging targets. They are equipped with light guns and seem to actively scan for potential threats. Let's look at the Leaper is agile, four-legged brute, often found stomping around, equipped with powerful shockwave pulse, hits anyone nearby, leaps out raiders across astonishing distance. Historically, most raiders have learned to avoid it altogether, which is a pretty good idea because these guys hurt. Okay. Topside. So we've got all these different little areas. This is probably one of my favourite one, the Buried City. So, long covered by sand dunes, Buried City offers a rare insight to life before the collapse. Strong winds have now covered it. I really like the Buried City because there's lots of opportunity to get lots of loot from in here. It's probably my favourite spot. Got the dam. Got the power plant. The dam stands still. Sentinels amidst its waterlogged lands. Once aware during the Age of Sunrise, it became a shell-scarred battleground during the bitter closing battles of the First Wave. Even these toxic waterlogged lands remained a hotspot for Ark skirmishes, and so I found this is a really good map to actually find Ark technology. Haven't really done much of the spaceport or Blue Gate yet, a bit low level. But yeah, in a nutshell, Ark Raiders is essentially a extraction shooter. Go out, loot, kill, and leave. So you got your workshop, you got the traders.
Really finding your way, huh?
Various part, yes, just starting to find my way. Anyway, just thought I'd give this a bit of a rundown on Ark Raiders, and for anyone that is a bit concerned, a lot of the design is sort of a throwback to the late 1970s, 80s. Think of Atari, think of that late 1970s fashion, hence my outfit. You know, like this great jacket with the blue and red stripes, it's well and truly screams 1980s fashion, late 70s, 80s fashion. So really, this game is sort of a tribute to, I suppose, 1980s nostalgia. Throughout the game when you're playing, there's sort of 80s synthwave music going throughout the games, and so yeah, this game is really pretty much a tribute to nostalgia, the 1980s. Like I said, think about like the colors of the 80s, Atari. Think of, I mean, if you look at the actual the actual Ark Raider symbol, some people say it's a rainbow. It is 100% not a rainbow. It is not a rainbow. There is no form of woke ideological agendas being pushed. There's nothing like that. It is just a pure loot extraction PvP PvE game. That's it. Anyway, hope you find this video helpful. Please like, share and subscribe.